What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's main event between Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira for the lightweight title. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. We got a pretty special main event. We got Ilia Topuria moving up to 155 to face Charles Oliveira for the vacant 155-pound belt. International Fight Week. I mean, the implications obviously are gold, right? You have Topuria, who relinquished his 145 belt going up to 155, while simultaneously Islam Makhachev relinquished his 155 belt to go up to 170, which also, which just makes for a just as good matchup, right? With Topuria and Oliveira, right? And I kind of want to start with Topuria here. There's a lot to pack in. My brain's already like scrambling with all over the place with this fight. But you have Topuria, where, I mean, his last two fights alone speak for themselves. Finishing Max Holloway, knocking out Alexander Volkanovski. Those two alone, I mean, being 16-0, 28 years old, well-rounded as a motherfucker, great jiu-jitsu, good wrestling, amazing boxing, doesn't even need to kick people. He makes it look easy. You know, he's willing to take a punch. He's willing to get a little dirty in there. We saw that with the fight with Jai Herbert. This isn't his first fight at 155 either. The fight with Jai Herbert. But what Ilia Topuria too, man, I mean, his confidence that he brings to the table, I think that his confidence, I'm not sure how much that's going to turn into arrogance into this fight, because Oliveira is somebody who you don't want to give any openings to, you know, but that type of cool, calm, and collect demeanor that Topuria does hold within the octagon, you know, I'm just worried that he might just be a little too relaxed against somebody who, as battle-tested as Oliveira has been, someone who's always in the fight. That does have me a little worried. But Topuria's just so good everywhere. He really is. I think he's a generational talent. You know, and I think the way that he presents himself, you know, but he's being authentic. But I think the way that he presents himself kind of hurts his character a little bit. You know, with as good as he is as a martial artist, he really should be in the realm of Conor McGregor conversations. I think with a big victory over Oliveira, that might be the case. But he's got to do something big, and he's got to say something big here with this fight. But I think, you know, just marching forward, I think if the fight goes to the ground, I think he's going to be fine and confident. I know Oliveira's tall, long, and lanky in comparison to Topuria, but I just think he has so much power in his hands, the way that he's able to mix it up to the body. He keeps his chin tucked, his hand up. But then you got Oliveira, who, I mean, what a comeback story that guy had. He was somebody who was considered a quitter at one point in his UFC career, a former featherweight in his own right, eventually had to move up to lightweight, but once he did those changes, I mean, he went on a run, a historic run, that ultimately he's going to be a UFC Hall of Famer when it's all said and done, right? Former champion, beat guys, I mean, Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, Kevin Lee. I mean, the list goes on and on. These guys that he just fucking went through. He went through the ring of fire on his way up to the lightweight title, eventually losing it to Islam, had the fight with Arman, had the fights with Michael Chandler. You know, Oliveira's chin isn't the strongest, you know, and that's where I could definitely see Topuria taking over. And I think that Oliveira, I think, on the feet, he has an ability to fight long, bladed. He's got good front kicks, good elbows, get a great jab. We saw what he did against Gaethje. So, I mean, if he can really, you know, be sharp early, I can see him hurting Topuria. And on the ground, I can definitely see, you know, an arm triangle choke at some point. those are some paths to victory I can definitely see Charles Oliveira taking, maybe even an armbar rear naked choke. I mean, there's so many different things that Oliveira can do. He's great at guillotines. But I just think Topuria is he's going to be so well-rounded everywhere. I have it like 60-40 for Ilia in this fight, but, you know, you have Charles. You know, I think age, too, could play a factor. I think Charles is 35, you know, and Ilia is 28. Miles on the body for Oliveira. But it's a good one because if Topuria loses, he's going to lose a lot of height, a lot of traction. We might even see him go back down to 145. But with a big victory here, we could see Topuria, I mean, really being the next superstar that the UFC is desperate to be looking for. So in this, my official prediction, I'm going to go Topuria, TKO, second round. That feels like a safe pick, but it just feels like the right pick for me. All right, guys, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Who do you guys have in this fight? Do you guys have Charles Oliveira? Do you guys have Ilia Topuria? I love to hear your guys' thoughts. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, Fight Fans.